What's up, guys? Hope everything's well. Welcome back to the Thrown Out YouTube channel, the best channel on YouTube. The artist Beeple is the artist responsible for the most expensive NFT to have ever been sold in the history of humankind. These images, there is 5,000 images, 5,000 individual images combined together to make one supreme, ultra, superhuman, amazing image. And here on this channel we look through each individual image that makes this grand super image, which also happens to be the most expensive NFT ever sold, and we try to uncover the deeper meaning behind these images. We try to figure out, what do these images mean, why are they relevant, and why are they so important. And over the next few years, over the next few decades, these images are not going to go away. They're going to get more and more popular, more and more influential, and you're going to see these images really come to life. Mark my words. So let's get into today's image. Today's image is titled PS500. People nowadays talk about the PS4, people talk about the PS5, but this image right here is called the PS500. Now this is just, a standard Beeple image. By no means is this a normal looking image, but this is a standard Beeple image, man. This is the type of Beeple images that we analyze as artwork for. So in this image we've got a cloudy day. It seems to be a very cloudy day, a lot of dark clouds, a lot of ashes everywhere. And then we have the ground floor, which seems like a very, very terraneous kind of setting. You've got kind of little mountains and little humps. And then you've got this massive panel across the floor. You've got these, what looks like scientists or some kind of workers, who are dressed in red clothing. They're dressed in red attire and they're wearing red backpacks. You've got this big panel, and you've got this stand, this technological stand, which has a couple lights shining from it. And above this stand you've got, of course, a PlayStation that looks like a PS5, but it could be a next generation console, who knows. But what looks like a PS5, but definitely it's a PlayStation. We have two PlayStation controllers, and here's the weirdest thing about this image, is that we've got a baby. And this baby is not playing the PS4 normally. This baby is not sat on top of the PS4. This baby is not looking at the PS4. This baby seems to be physically incorporated with the PlayStation. This baby is physically incorporated within the PlayStation, intermingled with it, incorporated with it, and it's essentially one. Now I just know from looking at this image that what it's trying to symbolize and the meaning behind it is indeed very, very deep. This is not an image with little depth to it. It's not like, if you know about Beeple images, he doesn't just randomly show stuff. He doesn't just show random things. He doesn't just make random digital artwork that's nice to look at. The point of Beeple is that every single piece of artwork he makes is relevant. It has something to do with society, something to do with the modern world, and something to do with the people of today. It always does. Look at any of my images, look at exactly what I've spoken about, and you'll see that every image has its own story to tell, and every image is relevant to the modern world and to modern society. Now this image here, what does it all mean? How can we configure this image? How do we go about interpreting this right here, this PS5000, sorry, I said PS500. It's actually called PS5000, which is even more futuristic. Now, firstly, we need to speak about video games, this whole concept of playing video games. And it is quite enjoyable, nowadays all the youngsters, everyone plays video games, Fortnite, FIFA, Call of Duty, League of Legends, Minecraft, Apex Legends, whatever other games that, the younger generation enjoy to play. in today's day and age. And it is quite enjoyable, it is fun. You know, while you're playing these games, there's dopamine being released from your brain. These games are very captivating, you know. The more you play them, the more rewards you earn, the higher status you become. And they're designed to be addictive. There's always higher statuses you can reach the longer you play a game. There's always new items to be unlocked. There's always updates where they have new game modes and new features. So, you know, the gaming industry, especially in the last 25 years, ever since the PS1 came out, the gaming industry has certainly taken the world by storm. And not only is just gaming itself become so popular, but, you know, people streaming themselves playing games. You know, you see all these Fortnite YouTubers and these Call of Duty YouTubers who have got millions and millions of subscribers. I'm not naming any names, but we all know many gaming YouTubers who are, you know, streaming, and they're on Twitch and they're, you know, participating in gaming events against other YouTubers. You know, you got the whole FaZe clan. So, of course, it's become extremely popular, extremely popular. You know, video games and arcades did exist back in the days. I'm talking maybe the 70s and the 80s. But the way they exist today, the way they are today is just different. Real talk is just different. So I think, what is this image right here trying to show? Why are we seeing a baby? Yeah, why are we seeing a baby who seems to be partially built with this PS4? Now, what I think of immediately is a baby within the womb. When a baby is within the womb, is connected to the umbilical cord. The umbilical cord is like a cord that comes from the mother that's connected to the baby's belly button. And anything the baby needs to, you know, survive and keep nutritious and keep sustained is delivered to the baby through the umbilical cord. You know, inside the mother's womb, while the baby is in the fetus stages of development. So, and the baby is in, like, you know what I'm saying, the baby's a baby. So perhaps when you're playing these video game consoles, when you're playing video games, it's like you're in this baby-like state where you're like, you know, you're connected to the umbilical cord, which is of course the controller. And you're just in this baby-like state, you know. The whole world is spinning, the world is going round, people are busy making money, there's all sorts of things happening, all sorts of life going on. But when you're playing that game, you're entirely fixated upon the screen, you're entirely fixated upon the gameplay, controlling your character, being player one, or maybe playing with your friends. And it completely desolates you and isolates you from the outside world, as if you were a baby within the fetus of your mother, being sustained by the cord, which is of course the cord connecting your controller to your PS4 or your PS5 or your Xbox, whatever you have. And also, I would say, it's like the babies of today, it's like the little children of today are being marketed towards these PlayStation, Xbox, PC, all these massive video game companies. They're marketing towards young children, young children from the age of 3. You see certain games and they have an age limit saying how old you have to be to play. So Call of Duty, you'd see the 18 sign. There's a lot of games you see and it has the number 3 on it. And that's a kind of a way of advertising towards 3-year-olds. They're literally selling games towards 3-year-olds. They're marketing it towards these kids. They're advertising it towards these kids. So it's like from being a baby, from being a small child, being a toddler, these video games are being marketed towards you. People are trying to, there's organizations and corporations trying to sell you this from the age of a baby. From when you're 3 years old, you've got these video game corporations trying to shove these video games down your throat and trying to get you to play, essentially. And this console is situated upon this platform, and there's a lot of scientists working underneath it. I think what that is trying to show is that in order for consoles, sorry, I don't know why I keep mumbling my words today, but in order for consoles to be the way they are, as developed as they are, as advanced as they are, as captivating as they are, we've all seen the PS1, which had terrible graphics, very long loading times, and so many issues. And then we see the PlayStation 4s come out, and it's so easy to use, HD quality, everything's loading so fast, you can play with your friends, you can connect online, you can download games within minutes. So the gaming world has advanced rapidly, just as the technology world has also advanced rapidly. And it's easy to think about just these products for what they are, but we need to, of course, acknowledge that there is a team behind these products. These products are not inventing themselves. These gaming consoles, there's a whole team behind them. There's a team of researchers, there's a team of scientists, there's teams of psychologists, there's teams of historians, there's teams of all types of people, who are studying ways to sell these consoles, make them interesting, keep the user entertained and stimulated. And there's a lot of work and there's a lot of science that goes into these consoles. The word console in the English language means to comfort someone. Like if someone is grieving, someone is upset, you should go and you should console them, you should comfort them, you should console them. So the name gaming console has the word console in it, gaming console. And I've seen a lot of people on social media post about how the main reason that they play so many games and that they're addicted to these games and they play for hours and hours because it's a form of stress relief. It's a way of escaping their depression, escaping their issues, and it's like a form of stress relief which people are lost in the habit of. Some people are gaming for 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, and these consoles will definitely put you in a baby-like state. So I think the main message that we can learn from this image is that, these consoles are designed to put you in this baby-like state, to make you forget about the whole outside world, forget about everything else going on, forget about your responsibilities, forget about your priorities, forget about your purpose in life, trying to find it and carrying it out if you have found it. These consoles are very distracting, and they do put you into this fake world. And this fake world is designed to be extremely addictive, courtesy of the people who invented it, these little men in red, as you can see at the bottom. So I think the main takeaway from this image is that if you're going to play gaming consoles, it's going to put you in a baby-like state, and you can't be a baby, you have to be a man. I'm not going to go Andrew Tate, but you do have to take responsibilities, you do have to provide, you do have to go outside and actually live life and talk to people. You can't just be isolated all day long and play video games. And I know there's a lot of people who think, hey man, if I had money, if I didn't have to work, I would just sit at home all day, play video games and I'd be happy. Trust me, you wouldn't be happy. If all you did was sit at home and play video games, even if you never had to make money and you had enough money for the rest of your life, that's not a life to live. It's very depressing, it's very self-isolating, and it's quite melancholic indeed. So of course, everything in moderation, don't get carried away with it, and yeah man, be intelligent with these games, man. Don't play them for too long, don't get too obsessed with it, and don't allow these credentials and leveling up and reaching the next level and unlocking new items, don't let these silly things, because they really are silly achievements and silly perks, don't let them seduce you into becoming addicted to the game, playing more than you should. Now and again, just to kind of take your mind off things. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it does put you in a baby state. How long do you want to be in that baby state? before you realize, But yeah, man, I think you all kind of get the message of this video. I think you all kind of can also see what this image is trying to show. It's quite a deep image. It is quite a deep image. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and tune in next time.